Sometimes losing can be better than winning. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Omar back again. This time, no cards in sight. That's because I'm here to talk about the New York Mets, the baseball team of utter bad luck. Well, how else can you put it? And actually, speaking of bad luck, today I was in a frozen yogurt shop with my friends and dropped my phone from 2 feet. 2 feet. And it had a case on it at the time. The 2 foot fall, look at this. I mean, come on. Jeez, like you would expect a crack, but whatever. Bad day. Anyway, let's get right into it with the Mets. So today the Mets got absolutely smoked. Steven Matz did not look good. I did not get a chance to watch the game. I was out. But what is there I missed? 7 runs in an inning and a third, I believe, for Matz. We do end up winning the series against the Rockies and starting the second half on a good note, which, as I said in the earlier part of this video, is probably a bad note. Now, baseball is a little bit different than sports like basketball and football, where tanking is not as prevalent, just to me, because of the fact that when you draft a player, they're not going to be able to help your team for a few years. So, as opposed to football, where if you don't have a quarterback, you tank, you get the first pick, you pick a quarterback, and instantly like that, you're a better team. So, although Jared Goff and the Rams didn't work out like that. Anyway, let's stay on topic here. The Mets, it's not really about the draft. For the Mets, it's about trading assets. The Mets, as we are currently constructed, we have a lot of pieces that make sense to trade. A lot of guys heading into their last year of contracts or in their last year of contract who are decent players who could really help other teams around the league that are contending. But the problem with us is, and this has been noted, that every single time it looks like we're going to sell, we start to win games. I read from a beat writer, Mark Carrig. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's a great Mets beat writer. He said that we might as well at this point just put a for sale sign on the apple because, every time we say that we're for sale, everybody starts hitting, everybody starts pitching. So, oh man, it's not. There's nothing more Mets than this. Like, how could it get any more Mets? The one time we do well is the time when we want to sell our players, and it really does make sense for us to sell our players. That being said, I do hope we still are able to make some trades, but the windows of opportunity are dwindling. Today, the Nationals, which is the divisional rival, and they're in the hunt for some bullpen help. Now, it's unlikely we would have given a bullpen pitcher to the Nationals just because they're in our division, but, they were known to need bullpen help, and obviously we have Addison Reed, a veteran who's been our closer and has been very effective, and he will not be going to the Nationals in all likelihood. They went out today and, in my eyes, made a great deal for Ryan Madson and Sean Doolittle from the A's. So, the Nationals, I mean, even with their shitty bullpen, they were already going to win the NL East. But this helps them in the playoffs because you do need a better bullpen than what they've had. Their bullpen has been god-awful. So, there's that. Then, of course, first base. We have Lucas Duda. He's not a great player by any means, but he's a pretty good defender. I mean, people don't realize this guy is a solid defender at first base, which is very helpful. Of course, he provides a left-handed power bat as well when healthy, and obviously, it being the last year of his contract, you're not really worried too much about the health because it's a rental. I mean, if you're trading for Lucas Duda, you're trading for him for 2-3 months and a stretch run here. You're not trading for him hoping that you get 10 solid years out of the guy. So really, I thought the Yankees were a perfect fit. I mean, look at their first base issues. Not only has it been an issue in terms of getting a quality hitter out there, but they've also had a lot of defensive issues over at first base. But then they went and traded for Garrett Cooper from the Brewers, who has not had a good start to his major league stint with the Yankees. But I think he'll catch on. He was doing big things in AAA this year. So, I mean, the opportunities are dwindling. Like I said, teams are filling the holes. And the Mets are standing pat, which, kills me because we have these outfielders. We have Jay Bruce or Curtis Granderson. We have Lucas Duda, we have Addison Reed, we have Asdrubal Cabrera, so many guys that can be helpful on contending teams, so we could get something out of it, and yet we're not making that move. I mean, all I've been hearing is this Jacob deGrom and Astros talk, which I don't think is going to happen. I would frankly be pissed if it happened, but I don't think it's going to happen, but that's not a realistic trade talk. What I want to hear is that we're ready to give up Lucas Duda or Addison Reed for at least a decent prospect, especially when I see what the White Sox just got for Jose Quintana. I mean, Jose Quintana is one of those guys where he's good. That's what he is. Like, he is just so good. He's not great. He's just so consistently good, like decent. I would say he's even better than decent. A 3.5 career ERA is pretty damn good. But he's never going to wow you. He's not going to put up that many strikeouts. I know he put up 12 in his 7-inning debut today, but that's not Jose Quintana. But basically, they got the number 5, number 6 prospect in baseball in Eloy Jimenez for this dude, along with the Cubs' number 2 prospect. And I'm not saying Addison Reed is equal to Quintana or Lucas Duda is equal to Quintana, but if that's what you can get, then heck, like, let's get out of here. And that's from the Cubs, who aren't even really a main contender. So the Mets, if we stand pat, obviously, what's today now? It's about to be the 17th, which gives us 2 weeks to move these players before the deadline. At least one of them, please. It's not that I have anything against Lucas Duda or Addison Reed, although I do think Lucas Duda can be a little bit overrated at times. But Lucas Duda, Addison Reed, Curtis Granderson, I love. Jay Bruce, nothing against the guys. I'm just saying, Curtis Granderson has been red hot. Addison Reed has been closing and doing well. And Jay Bruce has 24 home runs. He's had a good year. These are things you can capitalize on if you're Sandy Alderson. We've got to make a move. And if I have to make a video 2 weeks from today and the Mets have not traded any of those 4 players, I am going to be, oh man. Actually, to be honest with you guys, it's not that I won't be pissed. I'll be pissed, but I won't be at all surprised. I mean, are we surprised? This is the Mets. Dysfunctional. But I still love them. Still love them. It hurts. It's a love that hurts deep. But it is what it is. So, bottom line, if the Mets continue to win games, then it just makes it less and less likely that we're going to go out there and trade one of these guys. I will be there on Wednesday night with my girlfriend, so I do hope they win that day. And I do hope they win games. Like I said, I don't want us to tank per se. I just don't want Sandy Alderson to take a few wins and think, okay, we have to make a run for it. And God forbid, oh my God, if we buy a player, oh God, no. Sellers, please, sellers. Sandy, you're not watching this video, but I'm going to pretend you are for a second. Please go out there, make a trade, bolster our prospects, bolster our farm system. It does not look good lately. I mean, our top 3 guys have completely fallen off. If you look at like who they used to be and who they are now, besides Ahmed Rosario, who I'm convinced maybe doesn't even exist because this guy still is in the AAA level and not at the big league club. So that's it for my video today, guys. Mets got absolutely blasted today, but win the series against the struggling Rockies. And going forward, let's hope for some trades.